We all want to be attractive. But what if I told you that you can be attractive in silence? Yes, that's right. We're going to explore how you can develop habits that'll make you socially attractive without saying a single word. But not only that, we'll do it from a Stoic perspective. So, if you're ready to learn how to be more attractive in a calm and powerful way, stay with me. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that focuses on the idea of living in harmony with nature and accepting the things we cannot change. It's a philosophy of inner strengths, and these principles can be incredibly powerful when it comes to being attractive. Because let's be honest, attraction isn't just about how you look, but also about how you behave and how you feel about yourself. We're going to break this down into several specific habits you can develop to be more attractive in silence. We'll talk about things like confidence, tranquility, presence, and much more. Each of these habits will be deeply rooted in Stoic principles, and I'll give you quotes from famous philosophers that support each point. This way, you'll not only be learning how to be more attractive, but you'll also be delving into a philosophy that can change your life. So, get ready, because we're about to embark on a journey that will not only make you more attractive, but also make you a better person. Before we continue, I would appreciate it if you would please like this video so that it can reach many more people. If you don't want to miss any of my videos, subscribe and turn on notifications. Habits to become more attractive in silence. Habit 1. Confidence. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. And best of all, you don't need to say a single word to show it. Let's think about what Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said. Perfect tranquility consists in the good order of the mind in your own kingdom. This phrase reminds us that true confidence comes from within, from having a mind at peace and in harmony. So, how do we develop this confidence from a Stoic perspective? First, we need to understand that confidence isn't about knowing everything or being the best at everything. It's about being comfortable with oneself, accepting our own strengths and weaknesses. One habit you can develop is daily meditation. You don't have to do it for hours. Just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. Meditation helps you connect with yourself, calm your mind, and find that inner tranquility Marcus Aurelius mentioned. Over time, you will notice that you feel more secure and calm in social situations because you've already worked on your inner self. Another practice is take a moment at the end of each day to reflect on your actions and thoughts. What did you do well? What could you improve? This reflection will help you know yourself better and build a solid foundation of inner confidence. And here's where Stoicism comes in. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. Instead of worrying about what others think of you, focus on how you behave in your own standards of conduct. This mindset will not only make you more confident, but also more attractive, because people can feel when someone is truly at peace with themselves. Remember, confidence is silent. You don't need to talk about your achievements or boast. You just need to be present, be authentic, and maintain that inner calm. People are naturally attracted to those who radiate this calm and confident energy. Habit 2. Tranquility. Tranquility is something incredibly attractive. When you are tranquil, you give a sense of security and stability, and that is something many people find irresistible. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This phrase teaches us that maintaining calm and tranquility, no matter what happens around you, is a sign of great strength. So, how can we cultivate this tranquility? One effective way is to practice conscious breathing. When you feel anxious or stressed, pause for a moment and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, fill your lungs with air, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times until you feel your mind calm down. Another useful practice is to learn to accept the things you cannot change. Stoicism teaches us that many things in life are beyond our control: the weather, traffic, others, opinions. Instead of getting frustrated by these things, try to accept them. Ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, then let it go. This will not only reduce your stress, but also project an image of someone who is at peace with the world. Furthermore, tranquility can be seen in your body language. Maintain a relaxed but not sluggish posture. Your movements should be slow and deliberate, not rushed or nervous. Maintain eye contact with people, but without forcing it. All this communicates that you are comfortable with yourself and with the situation. When you are tranquil, you project being someone who is in control not only of themselves but also of circumstances. People are attracted to those who can maintain calm in the midst of chaos, because it gives them a sense of security and confidence. Remember, being tranquil doesn't mean being apathetic. It means being serene and in control of your emotions. It is a quality that, though silence speaks volumes about your character. Habit 3. Presence. Presence is one of those things that can be difficult to define but easy to recognize when you see it. It's that quality of being completely in the moment, of truly being there with the people and situations you face. Seneca, another great Stoic, said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." This means that when we try to divide our attention among many things, we are not really paying attention to any. Presence, then, is about focusing completely on the here and now. How do we cultivate this presence? First, practice the art of listening. When someone is talking to you, pay genuine attention. Don't think about what you're going to say next or look at your phone. Just listen. This will not only make you seem more interested and attentive, but it will also allow you to connect more deeply with others. Another important aspect is to be aware of your surroundings. Observe the details of people and places. Don't just see, but truly observe. This helps you anchor yourself in the present moment and respond more authentically to situations. You can also practice mindfulness. This involves doing daily activities with full awareness. It can be something as simple as drinking a cup of tea. Instead of drinking it quickly, take a moment to appreciate the aroma, the taste, and the warmth of the cup. These mindfulness practices train you to be present in every moment. Presence is also reflected in your body language. Maintain an open and relaxed posture. Show interest with your gestures and facial expressions. Avoid nervous movements or distractions that might indicate your mind is elsewhere. When you are truly present, people notice it. They feel that you really matter, that you are genuinely interested in them and what they have to say. This creates a stronger and deeper connection that is an essential part of silent attractiveness. Remember, presence is not about being the center of attention, but about being completely connected with the present moment and the people around you. It is a powerful quality that demonstrates respect and consideration, and that is extremely attractive. Habit 4. Integrity. Integrity is one of those fundamental values that always stand out, even when they are not mentioned. It is living in accordance with your principles and values, being honest and consistent at all times. Epictetus said, "First, tell yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This quote reminds us of the importance of being consistent with what we believe and how we act. Integrity is not something you can fake. It is something that must be deeply rooted within you. To cultivate integrity, you first need to know your own values. What is important to you? What principles guide your life? Take the time to reflect on these questions and make sure your actions reflect your answers. When your actions are aligned with your values, you project an authenticity that is very attractive. Another crucial part of integrity is to be honest, not only with others but also with yourself. This means admitting your mistakes and learning from them. People respect those who are brave enough to acknowledge their shortcomings and work to improve. Furthermore, being honest frees you from the burden of maintaining false appearances, allowing you to live more genuinely and relaxed. Integrity also implies keeping your promises and commitments. If you say you're going to do something, do it. People trust those who are reliable and consistent. This builds a solid reputation and makes you stand out as someone trustworthy, which is incredibly attractive. Finally, integrity is reflected in how you treat others. Treat people with respect and compassion, regardless of who they are or what they can offer you. This not only demonstrates your character but also creates an environment of mutual respect and trust. When you live with integrity, you become a person of solid principles and values. People are attracted to authenticity and honesty because these are qualities that generate trust and respect. And at the end of the day, being someone you can trust and respect is one of the most powerful forms of silent attractiveness. Habit 5. Self-control. Self-control is an essential characteristic that not only makes you more attractive but also demonstrates great inner strength. In a world where people often act impulsively, someone who shows self-control truly stands out. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic emperors, said, "You have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this and you will find strength." This quote reminds us that although we cannot control what happens around us, we can control how we react. So, how do we develop self? First, it's important to learn to recognize your emotions without letting them dominate you. When you find yourself in a stressful or provoking situation, take a moment to breathe and evaluate your feelings before reacting. This will not only help you stay calm, but also prevent you from saying or doing something you might regret. Practicing patience is another way to cultivate self. We live in an era of instant gratification, but learning to wait and be patient can be incredibly beneficial. Patience demonstrates that you are not at the mercy of your immediate desires, and that you have the discipline to wait for something truly worthwhile. This doesn't mean depriving yourself of the things you enjoy, but finding a healthy balance, whether in food, social media, or any other activity. Practicing moderation will help you maintain balanced control over your desires and actions. Self-control is also reflected in how you handle criticism and conflict. Instead of reacting defensively or with anger, try to listen and consider others' perspectives. Responding calmly and reasonably not only demonstrates maturity, but also makes you appear as a trustworthy and respectful person. Remember, self-control isn't about repressing your emotions, but about managing them effectively. It's a sign that you have control over yourself, which is incredibly attractive. People admire those who can remain calm and act thoughtfully at all times. Habit 6. Gratitude. Gratitude is a quality that can profoundly transform your life and the way others perceive you. We often focus on what we lack or what we want, but the Stoics teach us the importance of appreciating what we already have. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has little, but the one who desires more, who is poor." This quote reminds us that true wealth comes from appreciating what we have not from always desiring more. Gratitude helps us focus on the positive and develop an attitude of contentment and inner peace. How do we cultivate gratitude? One effective way is to keep a gratitude journal every day. Take a few minutes to write down 3 things you are grateful for. They can be small things, like the sun shining, or big things, like the health of a loved one. This daily practice will help you train your mind to see the positive side of life and to appreciate what you have. Gratitude can also be expressed in your daily interactions. Thank the people around you, from your loved ones to strangers who assist you in a store. A simple thank you can have a big impact and show others that you value their efforts and presence. Another way to practice gratitude is through reflection. Take a moment each day to reflect on the good things that have happened to you. Even on difficult days, look for at least one positive thing. This attitude of constant gratitude will make you more positive and optimistic, qualities that are very attractive. When you show gratitude, you project positive energy that attracts others. People feel good around you because they see that you appreciate life and the things you have. This attitude of gratitude also makes you more resilient, as it helps you focus on the positive even in difficult times. Remember, gratitude isn't just about saying thank you, but about living with an attitude of appreciation and contentment. It's a quality that will not only make you happier, but also more attractive to others. Habit 7. Humility. Humility is a quality that is often misunderstood, but it is incredibly powerful. Being humble doesn't mean thinking less of yourself, but thinking less about yourself and more about others. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This quote teaches us that humility is essential for growth and learning. Recognizing that there is always something to learn and that we don't have all the answers is a sign of true wisdom. So, how do we cultivate humility? First, accept that you don't know everything. This is one of the hardest things, especially in a world where everyone wants to appear expert. But admitting your limitations not only makes you more approachable, but also opens you up to new opportunities for learning and growth. Another practice is to listen more than you speak. Give others the opportunity to share their thoughts and experiences without interrupting or trying to impose your point of view. Truly listening, with the intention of understanding and not just responding, shows respect and consideration for others. Humility is also reflected in how you treat people, regardless of their status or position. Treat everyone with the same level of respect and dignity. Remember that every person has their own story and something valuable to offer. This type of attitude is very attractive because it shows that you value people for who they are, not for what they can do for you. It's also important to accept and learn from your mistakes. No one is perfect, and we all make mistakes. The difference lies in how we respond to them. Instead of defending yourself or looking for excuses, admit when you're wrong and show willingness to learn and improve. This ability to be vulnerable and honest about your shortcomings is a sign of great strength. When you practice humility, you become more accessible and authentic. People feel comfortable around you because they don't feel the pressure to impress or compete. Humility creates a space of acceptance and understanding, which is incredibly attractive. Remember, humility is not weakness, but a sign of true power and security. It is the basis of a life rich in learning and meaningful relationships. Habit 8. Patience is a virtue that, although sometimes underestimated, has a tremendous impact on how others perceive you and how you manage your daily life. Seneca said, "Time discovers the truth." This quote reminds us that good things take time and that truth and clarity often reveal themselves with patience and perseverance. Patience is the ability to wait without frustration, to accept that things take time, and to remain calm in the meantime. How can we develop patience? First, it's essential to change our perspective on time and expectations. We live in an era of instant gratification, but the reality is that the most valuable and significant things in life usually require time and effort. Recognizing and accepting this is the first step to cultivating patience. Another useful practice is meditation and mindfulness. These practices help you be present in the moment and not rush into the future. When you find yourself impatient, take a moment to breathe deeply and focus on the here and now. Regular meditation can train your mind to be more patient and less reactive. Furthermore, practice patience in your daily life. This can be as simple as waiting in line without checking your phone, listening attentively to someone without interrupting, or completing a task without rushing. These small acts of patience accumulate and strengthen your ability to be patient in larger and more significant situations. Remember, patience isn't just about waiting, but about how you wait. Maintaining a positive and calm attitude while waiting demonstrates great maturity and self. People are attracted to those who can handle waiting with grace and calm because it indicates inner strength and trust in the process. When you are patient, you project an image of someone who is balanced, confident, and in control.